Welcome to a brand new episode of Johnson's Court. Today I'm super excited to bring you a brand new episode, an episode that we have never done before. And so we're going to see how well this works. So look at the screen real quick and tell me what you guys see.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
You see Rio and Beagle at the same time. Now that's pretty freaking cool. We'll do the episode like regular, but we have two people on the podcast, which is great. So it's three people total. This is just... what is the right word I'm looking for here? Can you guys help me out here? There's a word I'm looking for.
It's crazy. But
Monumental. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. And this just marks one of the special episodes on the channel. So this will definitely be starred. So please watch this episode. But all right, I'm going to put the phone by the speaker so you guys can hear them. And we are going to get started. So... last week, Beagle went 9-7. Last week, I went 8-8, and Rio went 11-5.
great.
You guys want to meet a new family member of ours? Show him. Here he is, little Mr. Forrest. Say hello, everybody. Such a cutie. All right, I got to give you back. All right, with that being said, Rio's total he is 19 wins and 11 losses. He's been on the channel twice now. This will be a third time, and we'll see if he can stay above and keep a winning record. Beagle is the first person to hit 100 wins. He is at 104 wins and 75 losses, and that one stupid dang tie. I am at 89 losses, 89 wins, 90 losses, and one tie. So I'm struggling. Beagle's performing excellent, and Rio's right there on his tail. A little late in the season, but he's going to do his best to, catch up. So here we go. We're going to talk about the Ravens first. Now, Rio, I'll let you go first, but first let me just kind of give you a recap of how the Ravens have been. They just keep losing close games. They've lost 4 close games, which they've had the lead to go in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left to go. They've lost to the Dolphins, the Bills, the Giants, and the Jaguars. What does this tell you going forward, especially if you see them potentially making the playoffs?
Well, they're definitely a good team, but I think that the Dolphins, the Bills, I think those are kind of expected losses. However, the Jaguars is very surprising. They were 3-7 when they beat them. It just kind of came out of the blue. I think that they are falling apart at the end of the season, and it's the wrong time of the season to be doing that, right before the playoffs. And so they just need to get their check back in together. He needs to throw to Andrews more. That's what I think.
All right, Beagle, what do you think?
Yeah, I know defense is definitely a big part to blame in that. I know they lost, I think earlier this season, and just been banged up in the secondary. Now they went out and traded for Roquan Smith to help with that, but he can only guard so much, and being in a new defensive system is just hard. And that Jaguars, man, that was just a ballsy move with the 2-point conversion at the end. That's just a 50-50. If they don't get that, they end up winning that game. It's just one of those exciting moments, but unfortunate for them. Playoffs is just a different animal. Well, it's just gonna have to wait and see what happens, man. It's just you never know.
Absolutely. I mean, I like both your guys' takes because it's hey, if you're going to lose close games, then I'm not going to bet on you to win games if you're expected to win games and then, you lose to the Jaguars, unexpected like Rio, you said. And then the Giants, yeah, I mean, they're playing pretty good this year. So, that was definitely a 50-50 game there. But they need to get their stuff together if they want to play good in the playoffs. Because like Rio said, this is not the time to start losing. Yeah, you need to, start getting your P's and Q's in order, not fall apart. Then I want to ask you guys about which game did you watch over Thanksgiving and which game did you find, the most exciting? We had the Bills versus the Lions, the Giants versus the Cowboys, and the Patriots versus the Vikings. Beagle, I'll let you go first on this one.
So, funny story. I actually watched any football at Thanksgiving. I don't know why I just didn't watch football this things. It was just weird. But I will say I did see some controversy on the Patriots game resulting in a touchdown at the end.
Yep.
I just want to ask you guys, do you think that should have been called a touchdown or what you all think about that?
I feel like no.
No.
Initial review, it was a touchdown, but as soon as he went to the ground, that ball hit the ground. So you have to roll an incomplete pass.
But then I saw a video of Travis Kelce like in a very, very similar situation, but they called that a touchdown. So it's like,
Is the NFL rigged? That's the real question.
No, don't go down that rabbit hole.
Just
Don't
kidding.
go down that.
Maybe if Brady was still on the team.
Yeah, if Tommy Boy was still there, maybe they would have kind of called it, but
They didn't. So what about you, Rio? What was your favorite game or highlight that you saw from Thanksgiving?
So I was at my fiance's family's house, and they were switching between the closest game, the Lions Bills game. They were switching from that to the World Cup, which was 0-0 most of the game.
Okay.
So every time it was close, every time I would start to get a nail biter, they would switch it back because it would be off commercial for the other one.
Okay.
But when I got to see it, it was really exciting. And I feel like the Bills let the Lions get way too close. The Lions always seem to mess it up on Thanksgiving. I don't know why they play so much, but it's just another example of maybe it should be a different people. Maybe the Eagles.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to Thursday was the only day that I got to watch football. We got Forest on Sunday, so I didn't get to watch any football on Sunday or Monday night. So hopefully you guys can fill me in when we talk about going into this week about the teams that played on Sunday. But I'm gonna go with the Giants and Cowboys. I was rooting for the Giants for sure, but the Cowboys were able to pull it out and get that win. So I thought that game was pretty good. I did bet $4 to win $37 for Zeke to score 2 touchdowns, but he only scored 1. So I guess Zeke wasn't eating on Thanksgiving as much as I thought he was going to. But, it happens. But the Cowboys did get that win. The Vikings got a win, and the Bills got that win. So it was a pretty good Thanksgiving weekend or Thanksgiving Day. I feel like for football, there wasn't really any games that were like blowout games, which is good, and I feel like that's really what they try to do on Thanksgiving Day.
you need to maintain football for a holiday. It's like it's a tradition, so you gotta have. You can't have no. At least the Broncos weren't there. That's wild. That's wild. At least.
You're right, because I don't know where they riding to. Don't know where they riding. He said off a cliff. I'm dead. All right, are you guys ready to get into it?
Oh yeah, look.
All right. Here we go. So on Thursday Night Football, we've got the Buffalo Bills coming in and playing the New England Patriots. It's in Foxborough. This is a road game for the Bills. They will now be playing their 3rd road game of the season. They were first at the Lions because they couldn't play at home because of the snowstorm. Then they were at the Lions again, and now they're going to be at Foxborough. Rio, I'll let you start first on this one. Who do you got?
Yeah, man. So initially, I would have the Bills. The Bills are also coming off a win. Patriots are coming off a loss. I think the Patriots do have home field advantage, but that might be the only thing. I feel like the Bills come in and they get rid of them offensively. I just feel like their offensive firepower is way too much for the Pats.
Going Bills here. All right. Beagle, what you got here?
Belichick knows the Bills like the best. They're playing for them for like 20 years, so you can never count them out. But I think Von Miller's coming back to this team, because I guess he's there. Because I just saw some of him possibly return. So having that veteran presence, Line will always help. And Mac took a step back this year. Like what it was. Bills have top 5, top 3 defense. Yeah, it's not looking good for this. So give me Buffalo.
Did you say give you Buffalo?
Third.
Go Buffalo. You know what? I think we're all 3 going to agree on that. I think I'm going to go Bills as well. Yes, the Patriots are coming off of a loss. It was a kind of a close game towards with the Vikings, and it fell apart after that controversy call with that touchdown, no touchdown call. So I'm going Bills as well here, like you said, Rio. I think they just have too much firepower with that. Now we've got the Green Bay Packers playing the Chicago Bears at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Beagle, give me your hot take here.
Well, with Aaron Rodgers possibly being out because he was get hurt on Sunday night, I would love to see Justin Fields versus Jordan Love, but I don't know if Justin Fields is coming back, and I really don't want him to rush it considering what season we have right now, plus more losing, better draft pick. But honestly, I'm going to go with the Packers on this one, unfortunately. But just Jordan Love actually didn't look too bad in the amount of plays he was able to play. So I'm hoping this is a good game. I'm tired of losing.
Tired of losing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm sorry to get I want to close. Without Justin Fields, he just has that spark that his offense together. Without that spark, just die. So give me that.
I understand. Rio, are you going the same route here, or are you going to disagree with Beagle and go with his Bears?
I'm going to go the same route. I respect to Beagle looking out for his record instead of the team pride.
It's a first.
I understand. I'm gonna have to go Packers as well, just because like Beagle said, without Justin Fields being on the field, that's huge. They lose a lot of their offense. They lose basically all their offense because David Montgomery is their backup QB after Trevor. So that's just kind of crazy. I feel like you need a real third QB on the depth chart. So like you said, Jordan Love didn't play too bad last game, and we'll see what the Packers and Bears are able to do. It's always a good game no matter who's starting, but we'll see come Sunday. Then in the next game, you've got the Steelers and the Falcons. Rio, who do you got here?
So I got the Steelers winning this one. I know the Falcons have a better record, but I've been liking what the Steelers been putting together. I feel like the Falcons, they just kind of had one game advantage. I don't feel like they really have anything more than Cordell Patterson to work with. Whereas the Steelers, I feel like they got Harris. I feel like their quarterback and receivers are also developing. So give me the Steelers on this one.
Absolutely. Beagle, who you got here?
Falcons are a sneaky team. They find ways to win against randos for no reason. And I really don't want to say it's a trap game. But I don't know, Marcus Mariota's been playing decently. Some tell me to roll the Falcons on this one. We have our first disagreement right here.
All right. I will let you guys change one pick this week because I don't know if you know, but Kyle Pitts, their tight end, is out with knee surgery. He's out for the whole entire rest of the year. So does that change your pick going into it, Beagle?
We're still riding with them.
Okay, you're still riding with them. Well, I'm going to go Steelers here. They did beat the Colts on Monday Night Football. I actually had a lot of friends go to that game, which was kind of crazy. Wish I could have been there as well, but because I hate the Steelers. They're just like the Patriots for me. I just can't stand them. But the Steelers aren't playing too bad. I'm pretty sure they got J.J. Watt back or T.J. Watt back, and then they also. Quarterback wise, you got Kenny Pickett and you've also got Mitchell Trubisky, who came from the Bears, but actually is a pretty decent quarterback. So, and their rookie wide receiver, I should say, George Pickens is playing pretty well. And I just think that the Steelers can get it done versus the Falcons. And I think, it'll be a closer game, kind of like Beagle said, kind of a trap game of the week, but I think it'll still be a pretty good game. That's all you can ask for. All right. Beagle, I'm going to let you go first. Next, we've got the Jets versus the Vikings.
Man, I personally think that the Vikings are the most overrated. I'm just going off. But I feel like it's so overrated. The Jets have a very good defense. This is going to be Sauce Gardner's ultimate test right here. Guarding up Justin Jefferson. If they can stop Justin Jefferson, I think they can win the game. Is it in Minnesota? Or at MetLife?
It's at Minnesota.
Ooh. Mm. If Mike White's the quarterback, give me the Jets. Give me the Jets. Jets.
Jets. I like it. Most overrated team, Vikings. Do you agree, Rio?
I feel like I'm gonna pick the Vikings here. I know that the Jets, they've been rallying, they've been playing good, but I feel like hot streak's gonna come to the end. Playing in Minnesota, it's a dome, so they're not gonna be cold, but I feel like the Vikings are gonna out offense and defense them.
I like that actually because playing inside and outside definitely does make a difference. And the Jets, I just don't know what to expect with them as well. Just because, they're such a young team. I don't know if Zach Wilson's going to start. Mike White played pretty good actually versus the Bears last week. Had 3 touchdowns. So I don't know what team's going to show up. But realistically, I mean, Justin Jefferson is a dog. Kirk Cousins can show up and play pretty well as well. But, the Jets have that Sauce cornerback. I can't think of his name exactly, but I know it's something to do with Sauce. I think Gardner maybe. And can he shut down Justin Jefferson? And if that's the case, I'm going Jets as well.
Whoa.
If you can shut down your star wide receiver,
Upset.
we're going Jets. So that's probably my upset of the week right there.
He's pretty good. I know he's shut down some pretty notable names, so I'm hoping that adds to the list.
Next, we've got the Jaguars coming in and playing the Detroit Lions. I'll go ahead and give my opinion first on this one. The Jags were able to beat the Ravens last week. Shouldn't have happened, but it happened. Football is crazy. Things happen. The Lions played pretty well, almost beat the Bills, and I think that they can carry that over into this next game because it's at home. They get to play 2 games home back-to-back, and I think people are going to come out and they're going to support the Lions, and I think they're going to have their running back's going to have a day. I think he's going to at least have 2 touchdowns, and Jared Goff can play pretty well. So I think I'm going Lions here. 2 upsets in a row. Who wants to go next?
You go, Rio.
I'll go next. I like your pick. I'm also going to choose the Lions. I feel like so they got the same record, and the Lions they're only 4 wins. They were on a 4-game win streak before that Bills game, and they almost came out on top. So I feel like the Lions are going to just outsqueak the Jaguars.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Detroit too. If the Lions can put that many points up against the Bills defense, and the Jaguars got kind of a bottom of the pack defense, I feel like they'll be fine. The running back, I think it's Jamal Williams.
Yep, I think so. It's Williams, I know that, but
I know he's literally been on a tear this season. I know the rookie Hutchinson. He's been doing pretty decently this season too. So it'll be nice to see him versus Trevor Lawrence. But yeah, I'm gonna roll with Detroit on this one.
all right, look at that. We all roll with Detroit. So that's one pick that we're all going to be the same on. In the Bills and the Packers. And, yep, that's funny. So 3 games that, hey, if we win them all, we win them all. We lose them all, we lose them all. Next, you've got the Titans coming in and playing the Eagles. The Titans have to go and play the Eagles. The Eagles are pretty tough at home. Beagle, I'll let you go first on this one. Who you got here?
Yes, we're pretty tough at home. But I am a little nervous about facing the King, Derrick Henry. The man is an absolute monster.
He is.
And our the run defense is like the weaker point in our against the defense. So I'm a little nervous there, but it's probably going to come down to what Jalen Hurts can do. Just for the pure fact that it's in Philly, to give me the Eagles.
All right, Rio, what you got?
So I'm gonna have to go with the Eagles. I'm just like the Eagle dude. Derrick Henry is the only thing that scares me basically with the upset of Tennessee winning. So bearing that he gets like 300 yards, I feel like the Eagles will win.
And that's not a bad pick, actually. But, I've got to change up what I think, because if I'm going to catch Beagle in any sort of case, I've got to pick different picks than him. And so I'm going Titans here. That was one of the only games that I had circled that potentially they could have got their first loss if they hadn't had lost yet. This was going to be one of them, or versus the Cowboys coming up later. I know they play them later in the season. So this game I had circled, and I think that they would have got their first loss here, and I'm still thinking that it's going to be a loss. And Derrick Henry, the king, is going to show you why.
And Derrick Henry always bounces back, too. Every time they lose, he always has like a dominant performance the next game. So it's going to be interesting.
That's a good pick. You could show us up.
We'll see. We'll see. Next, you've got the Cleveland Browns coming in and playing the Houston Texans. Now, I was wrong last week, and I thought Deshaun Watson got reinstated last week. He actually got reinstated this week. He is now active on the 53-man roster for the Cleveland Browns. Now, I wonder if he starts immediately over Jacoby Brissett. You know, Deshaun Watson's a better quarterback, but he hasn't played yet. Hasn't really been in that system until now this week. So, I'm going to go ahead and give my opinion here. I don't care if you start Jacoby Brissett. I don't care if you start Deshaun Watson. Either one of them. And Nick Chubb is going to run all over the Texans. And so give me the Browns.
Good pick.
Yeah, I'm going to roll Browns, too. Nick Chubb, I think he's either second or third in the league in rushing right now. Man's on it like a quiet tear. I think just because the Browns' record and just them like losing games kind of overshadow it. But he's a beast, and they're playing probably one of the worst teams in the NFL right now. So give me the Browns. I would like to see Deshaun Watson ball on his old team.
True.
True. I don't care if they have Curtis Painter. They're still winning. Give me the Browns. Texans, one of the worst teams this season. Probably the worst team.
All right, we all agree there as well. Next, you've got the Washington Commanders coming in and playing the New York Giants. This is an NFC East showdown. Rio, we'll let you go first here. Who do you got winning here?
Hey, man. I'm going to go with the Commanders.
Commanders. And
They've had some good wins.
they've had some, okay.
Yeah, the Commanders, they've turned it. I know the start of the season they were pretty trash. I think it just all it took was suspension or Carson Wentz getting hurt. Tyler Heineke's just been balling for no reason, really. And that, I forget the rookie they got, the dude that got shot a couple times and then came back.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of his name.
Robinson, I think.
Their running back, yeah.
But he's pretty tough. Man, I know the Giants have actually been pretty good this season too. Shout out to their head coach for just going solid and turning it around. But both New York teams really turned around this year, so that's pretty interesting. It's not pointing for me, honestly. Give me Saquon Barkley and the Giants, the G-Men.
Give you the G-Men. And this, honestly, I would say is probably the 1 o'clock game of the week just because the Commanders have playing very unexpectedly and the Giants are playing very unexpectedly as well. Good, I mean, in the sense of this season. And so I really want to pull for the Giants, but something's telling me go Commanders. And so I gotta go Commanders as well.
That's how I felt. I felt like it was such a toss-up, but I don't know. I feel like I'm going to go Commanders.
Such an equally matched.
Very true. Then you've got the Broncos versus the Ravens. Beagle, what are you going to say about this game?
Man, if the Ravens lose this one, I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. I feel like Lamar Jackson's about to ride over that defense and just cook them. Russell Wilson's been playing abysmal this year.
Yep.
It's just give me the Ravens.
Understand. Rio, you going the same thing here?
I'm going the Ravens, man. The Broncos, they done shipped out Melvin Gordon, placement for Murray, which, we'll see how that works. But, yeah, dude, I can't see the Broncos pulling this one out. Give me the Ravens.
I
Good to
100%.
see them bounce back.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you guys going Ravens here as well. As long as they don't give up a lead in the fourth quarter, which they should be able to run all over them, so they shouldn't even give the Broncos a chance to even come back. But we'll see. It's football, just like Beagle said. Then you got the Dolphins coming in and playing the 49ers. Ooh, this is game of the week for me right here. Man, I like this a lot. Whew. Two
Why is this
teams
not-
that have great offensive firepower. This is going to be a high scoring game. But I will tell you a fact. I just saw it on social media about 30 minutes before we started this episode. The 49ers have not allowed any points in the fourth quarter in the past 4 games.
Wow.
Dang.
So that's crazy stat. And if that stat keeps up, I'm going with the 49ers. And plus, did you guys see what happened to it when he got tackled again? His body was like, it was, I don't know. I saw like an image where he got hit and his body was all messed up again. So they need to put some money in that offensive line. So I'm going 49ers, especially with the way the 49ers defense has been playing.
Yeah, dude. I feel I was gonna try to sneak one in because I thought you were gonna pick the Dolphins.
I mean, I want to, but 49ers defense too good.
I'm gonna go with the 49ers with you, man. I agree that defense it's gonna be hard for Tua. I didn't know that he got hurt. The offense is gonna be there as well. I know the Miami offense is good, but I feel like they just don't have enough power to get past the 49ers.
Waddle and Hill have just been a dangerous duo this year, and I know Tyreek is very he's very fast and probably would be exploited. Man, this isn't. Why isn't this not a primetime game, bro? This is not good. Really got to do some thinking, man.
You're going to be upset when we talk about the primetime games.
Oh, no. I don't even know what it is yet, but I already got a bad feeling. We're gonna say screw. Let's be the outlier. Go for the Dolphins on this one. Let's see what Tua's got that Mamba mentality. This would be a good test for him.
Especially on the road versus a very hard defense. I like that Beagle. I really do.
We gotta have one, bro. It would be a shame if we all lost on that one on 2 good teams.
Right.
Then you've got the Seahawks coming in and playing the LA Rams. I'll give my opinion first here. LA Rams have shipped out, if you ask me. Aaron Donald's going to miss his first game in his career ever after suffering an ankle injury or something like that. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter because Matthew Stafford's not playing well. You don't have Cooper Kupp yet back. Allen Robinson is out for the year, I believe, as well. So, they're just, after being Super Bowl champions, they've had one of the worst seasons I've ever seen a team have after winning the Super Bowl. So, Seahawks lost last week to the Raiders in overtime. Which kind of stinks, but, I think Geno Smith turns it around. So we're going Seahawks here.
Yeah, they lost on a freak game by Josh Jacobs, who
Yeah.
like tout 300 yards of offense. Just insane game. If you lose and put up that many yards, I don't know what to say. The Rams have just been beat up this year. Injuries definitely don't help out. But yeah, give me the Seahawks. Give me Geno Ice in there.
I think we're all agreeing this week on this one, man. I can't see the Rams pulling it out. I feel like they want a good pick. It would make us any sense to win this game.
All on the same page. Next, you've got a divisional matchup. The Chargers coming in and playing the Raiders. Like you said, Josh Jacobs was able to carry the Raiders to a win over 300 yards of offense. And the Chargers haven't been playing too bad, but not playing too good, kind of mediocre football this year. Figured they'd be playing better football. Beagle, I know we talked about this division. I thought that it was going to be the best division in football at the start of the year on the very first podcast. Who do you got here? I'll start with you, man.
Give me the Chargers, man. I know they pulled the Jaguars last week and won on the last second 2-point conversion. Austin Eckler's been playing pretty good. It'll be a nice running back matchup. I think Mike Williams might come back, so that should give him some little hope right there. Khalil Mack playing his former team, he's gonna have a little bit of juice in the tank for that. Give me the Chargers.
Give you Chargers. What about you, Rio?
That was a good pick. I want to pick the Chargers. I got a few of them on my fantasy, but I'm going to pick the Raiders on this one. This is going to be one of my upsets. I feel like Jacobs is going to have another monster game. I feel like it's going to happen again. 2 weeks ago, Williams came back and got injured like first play or first catch. He thought his ankle was good and hurt it right again. And so I think he's trying to really rush back this game too.
Okay, I didn't know that, and everything in my heart wants to pull for the Chargers because the Raiders have upset me so much this season when I've picked them and they've lost, and I'm not gonna let that happen. So if the Raiders win this game, I'm taking my hat off, but I'm going Chargers here.
It's a good pick.
All right, we have 3 games left. Our last Sunday game at 4:25 is the Chiefs playing the Bengals. This will be a pretty good game. Rio, go ahead, give me your thoughts here.
It's going to be a QB showdown. Give me Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs. The Bengals are a good team, but I don't think they're going to pull it out. I like the Chiefs this year. I think they're one of the best teams. Give me the Chiefs.
Okay, what about you, Beagle?
It's going to be a great offensive showdown. I know Jamar Chase has been out a couple weeks, but I think he's returning this week. I know he's on my fantasy team. He keeps saying he's going to do it, so I'm sitting here nervous. Like, do I start him? Do I wait? Like, I'm just checking every day. You coming back yet? But if he plays, give me the Bengals. I feel like this is a rematch from the playoffs last year. Both teams have subpar defenses, so I feel this is going to be a great quarterback showdown. I hope we have what we saw in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, absolutely. I like both your guys' picks. The Bengals were able to beat the Chiefs last year twice, one in the regular season and in the playoffs to advance to the Super Bowl. But I don't think that happens again this year. I think the Chiefs win this game. The reason I say this is because Patrick Mahomes is favored to win the MVP right now, and I think he's going to show it on display at 4:25 p.m. He's going to show you why he's going to win MVP this year, and so I'm going Chiefs.
This could have been another primetime game.
Exactly. There's been some pretty good games this week.
Are you guys ready for the first primetime game?
Whatever.
So Sunday Night Football, Miss Carrie Underwood leading us out of the tunnel. It's the Indianapolis Colts playing the Dallas Cowboys. That's exactly what I'm saying. I get it. The Colts had a Monday night game last week, and now they have a Sunday night game. But couldn't you have changed it earlier in the year or later in the year? I feel like if bad teams are gonna play on primetime nights, they need to be earlier in the year. Do you guys agree?
Or in the middle.
Yeah, I agree with the middle.
In the middle.
Like, start of the season, fans have been waiting for football for months.
Yeah.
True.
And the two booty teams play pretty bad. So
Yeah.
between weeks 5 and week 10, 11, probably prime time for the bad teams to be in the prime time.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. I agree with that. So I'll go ahead and get my opinion here first. I didn't get to watch the Colts play on Monday night. Don't know how well they did versus Steelers or whatnot, but I know the Steelers got the win. Cowboys, I did watch them on Thanksgiving. They did play pretty well. And I think that they'll play well against the Colts as well. The Colts are just struggling this year. You know, Shaquille Leonard's out for the season. I don't know if Matty Ice is starting. I don't know who's starting at quarterback. I've lost all hope for the Colts this year. Really thought that they were going to come in and win the AFC South, and now that's not even a possibility anymore. So we're rolling with America's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
No faith in Jeff Saturday.
None.
Do you have faith in Jeff Saturday, people?
I don't. I know that Cowboys defense is just too good. Micah Parsons has been on a tear. Diggs has been picking up where he left off, and it's just too good of a defense. And then I know the Colts have been really struggling on offense, so that's probably can't win the game. You can't score points.
So we know Beagle's going Cowboys, correct?
It's,
And then Rio, who are you going?
I'm gonna follow you guys. I don't think the Colts can hold together. Cowboys have been one of the better teams this year. They're trying to make a playoff run. They need every win they can get. The Cowboys are gonna make sure they get this dub.
Absolutely. Okay. As much as I'm upset about this being a Monday night game that I'm about to say, it could potentially be a good Monday night game. It's the New Orleans Saints playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The reason why I'll give my opinion and I'll say why it could potentially be a good Monday night game. Every time Tom Brady has played the New Orleans Saints while he's been on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he's been garbage. He has not played well. He's had low-scoring games. He's not been playing himself. He's not been himself. And that's when they had Drew Brees, even with Jameis Winston, even with Taysom Hill. So it doesn't matter, or Andy Dalton. So it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Tom Brady has always had trouble versus Saints since he's arrived in Tampa Bay. With that being said, it's in Tampa Bay. If Jameis Winston is not starting this freaking game like he should, well, I don't know why Andy Dalton is starting over him. Don't get me wrong, Andy Dalton's a meager quarterback, but I like Jameis Winston better. I just do. Then I'm going Bucks. I think Tom Brady can have at least a little bit better of a game than he's had recently, and it's on Monday night, and so maybe he shows out a little bit. So I'm going the Bucks here.
I'm gonna go with the Bucks too. I'm so mad, bro. Why do they have this on Monday night? Why? Literally, this is like this has been like a recurring problem for years, bro. Like they had good games that they could put there, but they're just like, nah. I know both teams have pretty bad. I think they're both losing record. I know the Bucks are in first place, and
Yeah.
despite being garbage. It's another coin flip game. You know, we're gonna go against the grind. Give me the Saints.
Give you the Saints.
Balls out.
I really wanted to pick them. Don't get me wrong, but you just never know with this game. But yeah, that's all our picks. I mean, we'll see who can do better out of all three of us. Can Rio go back-to-back weeks having the best record from all three of us? Can I improve, and can Beagle stay above 500 with his record? Because he's already got 100 wins, so he's doing great there, ladies and gentlemen. He's having a great year. Rio's doing pretty well, and then you got me over here. So we'll just see what happens. Like Beagle said, football is so much different. And I did want to make one more point before I went. Just like you said, on these Sunday and Monday night games, when it happens to be later in the year, they change games around. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah, they like to flex in games.
They flex in games or take games out and be like, oh, well, that was going to be a Sunday night game, but now it's a 1 o'clock game, and we'll put a different thing here. Well, I think you should be able to do that all year freaking long. Why does it just have to be at the end of the season?
It gets the views, man. It gets the views.
I mean, that's true. I mean, it is all about the views. But I'm just saying, though, like the Dolphins and 49ers, you tell me that's not a primetime game?
Chiefs and Bengals won too.
Come on now. But, hey, it's NFL. They're going to do what they're going to do. Hey, we're just here to watch football every Thursday, Sunday, Monday. And one year it was on Tuesdays, too. So that was pretty crazy.
I do remember that, yeah.
To have that. But that's it, guys. That is Johnson's Court. That's week 13 in the making. This is a special episode to have two people being on the podcast at the same time, introducing, Forrest as well. It's been a great week. Life's looking up for everybody here, and we're just super happy that you guys are watching football. We're watching football, and we'll just see what happens this week. The NFL playoffs are not too far away if you think about it.
Yeah, 5 more weeks.
Yeah, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah. So, hey, it'll be here before you know it, and our you'll be competing for the fantasy football championship. We'll be doing podcasts here while the playoffs are going on as well, and see what our records are going to be there as well. So, with that being said, I'm out. Riley.